Welcome back to MTX Automotive. Um, Wanted to pop in and do a video. I've got started on the 74 Scout 2. Um, Started tearing it down, tearing it apart. Um, it's in pretty good shape actually. It's got some issues with the floorboard as usual, but most other places it's pretty decent. I just wanted to go kind of go over the order in which the body panels come off. I didn't really want to bore you with actually seeing me do it. I mean, it come off good, but it seems like it's a lot easier to show people this after the body panel is off. That way you can show them where the bolts are at and the nuts are at, the different fasteners. It's just easier to show it on camera anyway. So what you're going to start with, you could start two ways actually. You could do the hood first, or you can do the front bumper first. Doesn't really matter. So I guess for the sake of this video, we'll just say start with the hood first. The hood on these opens up like a Corvette style. So it opens up from the latches back here in the back, or toward the windshield, and it hinges off of two hinges that are in the radiator support. And there's four bolts, four half-inch bolts in each hinge. Now these are spring loaded. Both of them are spring loaded, so be mindful of that when you're taking them off. So as I said, it's just four half-inch bolts in each hinge, and then right here on the passenger side radiator support, there's going to be a bracket for the hood prop, and I just left mine on the hood for now. It had one of those keepers that were kind of difficult to get off. It looks kind of like that. Anyways, so I left it on there for now. That's all there is to getting the hood off. It's pretty simple. The next thing you're going to want to go to is the front bumper. I'm sure this is a factory front bumper. There's a lot of different styles of bumpers you can get for these things, but it basically, this being the top, there's just a long, probably a 6-inch bolt, goes all the way through, comes out down here at the bottom. It's got a nut on it, and two bolts, one here and one down here, and the front bumper comes off. That's all there is to that. Goes through these two holes in the cross member, front cross member on the between the two frame horns. That gets you your front bumper off. The next thing you're going to want to do is start taking your signal lights out, which is self-explanatory. They're just Phillips head screws. These have a kind of what I would call a headlight assembly that bolts into the grill, the metal grill. Okay, they are held on, so they're going to go in here. Okay, and they're held on by 4 Phillips screws, here, 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 and here. Once you get those out, they just unplug from the back. Okay, and so you've got one on each side. Now from that point, you can focus on taking the grill off. Okay, so it has bolts along the top, and practically all of these bolts are 1/2 inch. They loved 1/2 inch, which 1/2 inch, 13 millimeters, pretty much the same thing. But I think for this year range, it's going to be 1/2 inch fits best. But anyway, it's got bolts along the top. Okay, they're easy to see, and then you have 3 bolts on the side right there, and then 2 down at the bottom. Okay, these 3 on the side can be got to after you take the light out. That's why you take the light out first, so you can access these 3 bolts. These 2 down here can be accessed from underneath the front fender. And yeah, 3 on each. There are 5 bolts on each side. There's 5 over on that side, and the ones along the top. Grill comes out. This piece, I guess this would be called the lower valance. Different people call it different things, but I didn't realize it until after I got it all off. But it is bolted on. Let's get a seam in it there too. I've still got it bolted on, but anyway, if you wish to take that apart, you could do that after the fact. So that's got your front grill off. Excuse me. Now you can focus on taking your doors off, and I'm going to make a separate video, or I have made a separate video on how to disassemble these doors prior to taking them off. It's just, trust me on this, don't try to take the door or disassemble the doors after you've taken them off. It's going to be a lot harder on you. But anyway, for the sake of this video, we're assuming that you got it all gutted, which these are. It has a total of 6, but 3 in each hinge. So you got 1, 2, and then way back in there you've got, that's the 3rd one. So there's 3 on each hinge, and they are 9/16, I believe. And door comes right off, and it's got your doors. Next thing is going to be your fenders. They are pretty simple as well. You have bolts along the top and bolts along the where the door and the fender meet. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Okay, then you're going to have 2 on the bottom. Okay, and then in the fender weld. Let's see if I can. Sorry about that. I can stand this up. Okay, so then we're looking at the fender weld here toward the back. You have 3 bolts there. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Now, as you can imagine, these are going to be, they're not going to want to come out. When you start to loosen them, now what I'm fixing to tell you is going to work most of the time, but this goes without saying. You want to soak them down with WD-40 or PB Blaster or something, but when you start backing them out, back them out until you feel them start to get tight, and at that point you run them back in, then you run them back out, run them back in, run them back out. Now you can do this with an impact, just don't get too crazy with it, but that's the way I've done all of these. Got all of them out without stripping anything. So you got your bolts there, and then These here are the ones we discussed earlier that hold the grill on. Then you've got, excuse me, two right here on the top corner, front corner, that are bolted to the radiator support. Those will have to come out. And you got your signal light in the fender too. All them and your fender will come off. And that's that's got your front cap right there. Of course, I've still got the rest of the inner fender and all of that stuff to take off to get it down to the frame. But that's going to have you well on your way as far as the front cap goes, getting those panels off. So I guess the next thing on this will be probably taking the glass out, front and rear glass. Then taking the interior or the dash out. I've already got the seat out, but just getting the inside and getting ready to take the cab off so I can blast it and see what all I've got on that. Anyways, yes, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Goodbye.